Good afternoon. It is December the 15th, 2020. And I say that in its Pacific Standard Time where I'm at. I'm in Northern California, near San Francisco. Going to read on Mitch. And I want to look at why he's now urging his fellow GOP fascists to accept the election. So let's just have a looky-loo at Mitch. Because there are many that are not wanting to accept it. I think they are called the Seditious 17 or something. And anyways, I don't know. All I can tell you, gut level, is these people and their efforts. They'll do some of them will do some damage, but I think most of them are just going to fail. The air is out of the tire, out of the balloon. But never underestimate these people. They're whack. So I've got my Palo Santo. Gotta let it really get hot enough to maintain. There we go. And of course, some for you. Of course. Clearing the space, asking the ancestors in the spirit of Palo Santo to please clear my space, my cards, myself, my viewers of any and all negativity or attachments that are unhealthy, and just clear us, please, and bless us, and I thank you. And I thank the Creator, ancestors, and all of our spiritual helpers. Okay. Get these other decks over here. I guess they're all included. So today, this is the Zombie Tarot. This wonderful tarot was created by Stacey Graham and Headcase Design. Really cool box. Definitely, if you are a tarot enthusiast, it's a good deck, and I find it jives with me really well. Some of them, it's a personal thing, So I don't tend to I don't know. Everyone has their own taste. So, this deck has kind of a cheeky humor to it, which I love. And the one thing that held me back was I was never really, honestly, into the whole zombie stuff, but this year I've come to appreciate it because these people that want to promote things that hurt our country remind me of zombies that are in denial. They're just kind of like living dead. They're alive, kind of, but we're not really sure what's going on there. They've lost their mind. Anyway, you have to have humor in dark times to manage. It's very, very good. Trust me. My accident and disability has taught me this. I have a very dark sense of humor. So without further ado, we want to look at Mr. Mitch McConnell. He's a zombie. And Zombies Mitch, Moscow Zombie Mitch, is wanting to, quote unquote, was begging and this was through Microsoft News. This morning I just happened to catch it. Not that I really think Microsoft News is great, it just was the source that I caught and catch for certain things. Anywho, it said that he was basically begging his fellow GOP people to accept the election results. And Mitch, I want to see what's going on. Let's just have a look at Mitch and his change of heart, seemingly. By the way, I am going to, like I said in my other video, try to go back after I film this to another set of editing software to try to boost past the 2 decibels that this software that I use to edit generally. It just doesn't allow me to push my vocals past that, so I have to use an additional software. It costs money to make these videos, you guys. But I enjoy doing it. And I get to learn new platforms. I was always interested in that sort of thing. But I do want to try to boost the sound. So if you notice a boost in sound, and if you find it like, whoa, hey, I'm just going to try to tweak it up a notch. I don't want anything crazy loud, but if you do find it a little amplified, you can just turn it down a little bit. I just feel that, like with the likes, like with myself, my laptop, I can't really tell. Anyhow, back to Mitch. Mitch. I'm focusing on Mitch. Why the change of heart, Mitch? Why are you doing this? What's up? What's up your sleeve, Mitch? I ask the ancestors, the creator, and the spirit of the tarot to reveal to us what we need to know about Mitch and his behavior. And I want to see if Mitch is going to face justice. I do see him facing justice, but with my last reading, to be honest, but I do see his health decline. So, anyhow, let's see what's going on with this, with Mitch. Ace of Cups. Four of Swords. He wants peace of mind. Ten of Swords. I think it is affecting his health, too. You know, I saw that in the reading with Barr that one of the reasons he was resigning was because I think the stress is affecting his health. Yes, his daughter does have health issues, but I think Barr most certainly does too. And I think that it probably was his daughter encouraging him to resign. Just a note on the Barr thing. Now on Mitch, we see he has the Ace of Cups. So this is a very, he's seeing that an overflow of emotion in people, like with the people wanting to basically sedition, that kind of thing. And I don't think he wants that. He's wanting, also, this is looking at that Four of Swords, is the need for recovery and to retreat. And usually it is health connected. I often get it for myself, and when I see that, it's like, oh boy, I'm going to be sick. Or that's going to be a longer, like for me with my current health issues of healing pressure sores and surgery, I got that it would be a lengthy recovery. So he's feeling some kind of way. I think mentally, the stress is most definitely getting to him. It's becoming too much. In that Ten of Swords. It's getting ugly. And I think he's concerned that they're going to implode. I just don't think Mitch realizes, hey Mitch, that is correct, and it includes you. These guys, like Barr and Mitch, they just don't seem to fully have a grip on their new reality. And I think it's out of fear and denial. You know, those things that they're really good at in creating another people. Now take a look at that last card. We have, that's typically, looks like they're, yeah, the Five of Wands. This is the fighting and the infighting going on within the GOP of those that want to continue to throw insane support behind their dictator. So I think he understands we're going to destroy ourselves with this infight, or with this fighting, with this constant battle mode. And he now wants to have, I think, a more settled down GOP. I think for selfish reasons. I think there is something coming up with his health. I think he is growing weary of the stress. A lot of them actually are. Some people thrive on it, but a lot of people do not. And especially over a sustained period of time. And especially when they're not winning. Now, I think Mitch is wise enough to see the writing on the wall, and he wants to try to stop this party from imploding and eating each other alive. But hey, when you sow the seeds of division, Mitch, sometimes you need to be careful for what you wish for. Hazards. Knight of Hazards in the zombie deck. Well, that's a car wreck. And definitely, just looking at these cards intuitively, he's trying to stop. He's wanting to try to appeal to them emotionally, I feel like, to get them to pay attention to him. But there are those that will and those that won't. Queen of Swords. That falls under his desire to retreat. Now, his wife is an Aries. She is a fire sign. So I don't believe that this is her rubbing Mitch's temples and saying, there, there. I think this is someone that Mitch wants to have peace of mind about. A Queen of Swords. Gee, who could that be? Kamala? There are going to be women coming in as well that are intelligent and they know what they're doing, and I think they scare him. Honestly. He doesn't want any trouble from this. It's like this, that's a total backing down. I see him retreating for some, this. And I think there are health things that he is beginning to physically notice declining. And I think he's possibly, my conjecture would be ascribing it to exacerbation via stress. Your body will pay a price, whether you feel it or not initially. It does pay a price. You cannot do the stress kills. Here we have the Star. And he is hopeful that they can get through this, I think, with the survival of his party. I think he's very concerned about that. And they all will go through a very dark time now. They have brought it upon themselves. It's part of the pathway in this second row that is coming forward. Page of Swords. There is watchfulness within, watching who is siding with who. He's taking note. Let me see, a female. That brings hope. I'm starting to get a craggy voice. Un momento. Okay. I do think that this Queen of Swords is somebody that is making Mitch McConnell very intimidated. He feels that this woman of an air sign, typically Queen of Swords, is sharp, she's intelligent, she has a strong reputation, and she doesn't miss a beat. She's very sharp, and she's this woman's showing up. It's probably Kamala, but I think not just her, although probably mainly her. I'm feeling that because there's also going to be other women coming in certain spots of power, and I think he's intimidated. Intimidated, apparently enough, to to beg his party members to accept that Trump has lost. Now, what he's really concerned about is the fact that if they don't stop this, he's concerned about there being no party left because they're so destructive. There's this continued, they're in fighting mode. They like it. Good luck, Mitch. Good luck. I believe Mitch wants to play the long game and try to stay in by being a bit more, buying himself a bit more time this way. He's definitely trying to think about the long term versus the short term. But he knows this woman as someone he's going to be dealing with. And I have to tell you, she seems to really shake him up, have him shook. Hazards in the zombie deck are discs. And this deck has a definite sense of humor. This is the 6 of pentacles or coins. And this is supposed to represent kind of help. But this deck shows basically this zombie is being lured to help do work because a scientist is luring him with looks like a piece of ham. Anyhow, humor aside, this is indicative of needing or asking for help. And he certainly has been doing that and is doing that. And he's coming from his emotions are getting the better of him now, place. Because I think he knows that this woman knows her business, that she will make mincemeat of them. And I'm kind of surprised because he's so arrogant. But I think it's part, if not the key reason that he is currently begging, or was, GOP to accept the results that Trump lost. Sorry, I picked up my deck the wrong way. He gets the 8 of Wands. And when I look at this, I see with the 4 of Swords in the past, there's a bit of a retreat to kind of regroup. He's wanting to regroup before he has to deal with, I believe, this Queen of Swords. That has him very concerned because she knows her stuff. And she's highly observant and has a reputation for being very good at what she does. And this is activity with the 8 of Wands. And I think it's her activity. She will come after them. Mitch knows it. And he will not be able to completely hide in retreat. He's trying to, I think, distance himself a bit because of this with those that are not accepting and seeking the sedition, the lawsuits, etc. Three of Swords. There's what you sow is what you reap. You've sown division, you shall get division. I believe it will only create, his plea will only create for help, will only create a fractioning, further fractioning. And for him, I believe it really is upsetting. It really could affect heart health. Again, I've warned you before with him that I don't get good health. A lot of these guys, Barr and him, and I think it will not, like I've said before with the stress, you can only do that so long, right? There could be I think it's definitely a sign that the GOP will further fracture. Page of Cups. And I just believe that Mitch is going to be left there upset and referring to them as being foolish or children. That comes to mind with this card. There is the Page of Cups. That is underneath the Page of Swords. That is underneath the Five of Wands. It's very childish, this energetic fighting. And I think he will try to bring that to their attention to try to get members of that party to settle down. I think he will get some that will help him, but I do see some that will fracture away. There's a division within. A couple more cards going to be drawn here for clarity. Ten of Hazards, Ten of Pentacles. That's the party, in my opinion. And there's the Three of Wands. It's an end card, and it's time for expansion. It is time for them to broaden and not be so narrow-minded. But now remember, this is on Mitch. I think he's going to have a real fight on his hands within the GOP. He wants to see this party stay together, and he wants them to work as a group effort to try and get back control. Definitely see that. Just don't think Mitch realizes that they're on a course of destruction. This is about acting more maturely with strength, but he also wants another chance to come back and for their party to regain control. It's not entirely because Mitch is so so full of goodwill. No, he's not. He's scared, and he's scared of powerful women coming into office that are not going to miss a beat and hold his feet to the fire. He wants to live to play another day and come back and take over. He seems to forget, well, I think he knows his health is not doing well. But he wants the future of his party to have control again. So he's playing a game. Again, he's playing the long view versus the short. And I just don't think he will, frankly, his health, I think, will give out. Yeah. Now we go with the 5, speaking of physical well-being and financial well-being, that kind of your physical world aspect. We get the 5 of, in this card deck, hazards or pentacles. Now, I also believe he's going to be feeling on the outside. I also believe this is a nod toward his own personal health not being doing well. I think also there will be people, well, he's going to feel what it's like not to be in power. Let me put it this way. Because I think this is what he fears, is that the Democrats will get a strong hold of control, and he's wanting to kind of make sure that there's a chance of that not happening. And I think he also knows that they could self-implode. And as a party, be on the really broken down level. Well, I think they're already there. He's just not, it's just going to get worse. Because I think there will be some that will join Mitch, but I think there will be some that will not. And that will look at him and whisper behind his back. But I think those people will be bouncing from office. I do. In time. You know, it's up to the universe and how things roll. But I do believe a lot of these people will find themselves doing things that get them put out of office. Caught. He's trying to play it shrewder, and I think he feels these other people are just reactionary. They're not thinking. And where were we? He wants satiation. He wants satisfaction. He wants that 9 of Cups, that sense of emotional fulfillment again. He doesn't like the feeling of being on the outside, of being also ill. And to me, this is also him grappling with illness. Page of Pentacles. So basically what I see is he's hoping that he can survive this, not unlike Barr, and can making this concession. He's playing that long game once again, and I think he doesn't think that his counterparts, he's afraid that they will blow up the party, and are not thinking of the long game, so he's begging them. But I feel like will not be met with great success, because he's hoping that they can have some sort of wonderful new beginning. I feel like in the future, but instead there is the Ten of Wands with the King of Cups. He is going to continue to be a bother to Biden. He will also find that Biden makes him feel extremely stressed. I'm sure the feeling will be mutual. And he's exceptionally concerned, and he should be, because I don't see him quite walking away without, hold on a minute, Mitch, but I do think he's going to be playing games. However, I get the undercurrent with this, that stress when the Biden-Harris team come in for Mitch will peak. Right now, the anticipation is scary to him, and he's getting nervous, but when they get in, I'm telling you, this man's going to be sweating. I don't care if he looks... I don't think he'll be completely able to hide it. Pull a few more. These are choices to do. Oh, money issues and partnerships. Maybe he and his wife, eh? I'm going to leave it there. I think that for right now, I do see in the future Elaine having problems legally. She's going to be in trouble. And I think Mitch's health will continue to be problematic for him. So I hope that in some way this reading on him up to this point, going into the future, into the new year with Biden, and his present conduct and forthcoming conduct, maybe this will make sense. We'll see, won't we? All right. So I'll see you in the next video.